Yo, what is up everyone? Welcome to Get Jacked. Now today, we're continuing off here in Ragnarok, but we're going a little bit of a different path. Now, I wanted to use Ragnarok as a setting because it's a friggin' awesome map, but what we're going to be doing is checking out, in my opinion, what will be the 5 most popular or useful dinos. I guess for PvP aspects, it's not really for farming or any of those things, but I think if you're in a medium or large size tribe, these are definitely the 5 most popular or most used dinos for PvP. There's a lot of new people coming to the game with ARK's release coming in about 5 days, so I wanted to get into these. I'm not gonna hold you up any further. Let's just get into number 5 and I'll show you around here. Alright, here we go. Check it out. So, we've got the date on here. Definitely going to be number 5, in my opinion. I think this thing has so many uses. As you can see, I damaged a few of these terror birds, so yeah. The ones that are healing, you can see, have a little bit of a glow to them. Their health goes up pretty quickly. Now, the pig's food drains really quickly when you've got this healing other dinos, and it actually drains a lot faster the more you have. So, meat, not really an efficient way. As you can see, meat has a timer. It also does 10 per, I don't know, piece of meat. So it's really not that efficient to feed it meat. Now, the efficient way to feed these things, or the best way if you're rich on kibble and stuff, I've just got Dilo. It doesn't really matter what you have, but this is the really, really quick way to fill up a pig's food. It really takes a lot of food. That's why you pump the food stat on these things to get actual big things like Brontos and Golems and Wyverns all healed up completely, but you can actually, in the long run, heal up Brontos and Gigas and stuff pretty quickly as long as you've got a pretty steady supply of kibble. There's actually a way right now, I guess you would say it's like a game glitch or something. If you fill up the pig's inventory with meat and then you leave render range, it will actually fill up its food completely. That used to be a thing. I heard it's been patched, but I've also heard from other people that it still works. Not sure about that one, but I wouldn't count on it on release probably. Otherwise, don't waste all your kibble. Just do that. You fill up your pig with a ton of meat, and then you just, leave render range. It should be filled with food. But anyway, if I get these a little bit damaged, I want to at least get like a decent amount of them injured so that I can show you how quick the food drains when stuff is hurt. Let me see if I can kill enough of these things to get them actually damaged. I thought the beavers would put up a better fight, to be honest. That's why I stopped over here, but these terror birds are kind of destroying them, so hold up one sec. Alright, so don't mind us. Got a little bit of a fight breaking out. I may have looted the beaver dam. It made them all quite angry. As you can see, well, that didn't last very long, but food is depleting. Oh, it's really not. Just trust me. Oh, God. Are we okay now? Alright. I don't think they... Alright, I think it's over. But anyway, yes, the pig will full heal these pretty quickly. You can enable the passive healing. Right now, it is not on. I can enable that, and then he'll just passively heal these guys. And you can definitely use these for bosses. I've used it for the Megapithecus, and it worked well. But that's number 5. Let's get into number 4 here. Alright, number 4 here is definitely going to be the Tyrannis. I would almost want to like put this up further, but you need other dinos to be with it, so that's why I've put it at number 4. So obviously, as you can see, you can scare away things like turtles. Pretty much anything smaller than a T-Rex you can scare away. Now, I'm going to see if I can actually get at one of these. Oh, okay, there's a couple wyverns over here for some reason. I'll see if I can get at one of these and we can fight it. Alright, so UTs can definitely be built pretty similar to a Rex. They come out with a lower HP and their melee can be high, but their attack speed is like really low. What they're really focused on is another support dino, I guess you would. The other one was a support pig. I guess this is a support dino. They've put in a few relatively awesome like support dinos, but anyway, getting back to like the fear not only makes it so you can't like control your dino at all, and that includes tame dinos, but it also makes it so that those take 50% more damage. So it's a debuff in 2 ways. Another thing is obviously the Amplify Roar. That's going to be your C attack as opposed to this is your right click. So this is your scare. You get the bar above the trike, and now he's fully scared. So once the bar fills up, then it's uncontrollable and you can't do anything with it. So anyway, the amplification is used for bosses, obviously, and for pretty much anything PvP related where people have Gigas or Rexes or anything. You pretty much bring out a UT to boost them, because that increases their damage and damage resistance by 40%. So that roar is going to be like, actually parked the wyvern over here. This is a pond in Ragnarok, which I just discovered today. I don't know, the water just doesn't act like it exists, so don't be bothered by that. Anyway, let me grab this wyvern. I'll show you. I tried to hide him back behind that waterfall, actually, so let me get up on this little rock. I guess it doesn't really matter, but for visual purposes, we'll be on the actual land. Now, with your C attack, you can just, you know, obviously roar it like this. Actually, there is something for veteran players. I know that this is all pretty... What, seriously? Dang it, I don't think these things are on passive. Kill him! Alright, we killed the level 5 raptor, alright. But, for returning players and stuff like that, this enable auto courage mode is new. And it's actually really, really awesome. So, as most of you know, if you went to boss fights or you went to just PvP in general, you had to always have someone riding the Tyrannis, because otherwise it wouldn't do the courage. If you put it on turret mode and just let it sit there, it will only do its like fear roar. But now they added this courage mode, which is really awesome, because now you don't actually need someone riding it. It'll actually just follow you around and look at it. It'll just enable courage right by itself, no one riding it. So that's actually something really cool that was recently added, which we didn't have before, and I really like. You can also put this on turret mode, and if something comes near, it'll be feared away. Obviously, anything too big like a Rex or a Wyvern isn't gonna do anything, but it's nice for, I don't know, I've never used it actually, so I don't know what it's nice for, but it can scare this raptor right now. Here we go, the Therizino. So this is definitely one that, I mean, it's been nerfed along the way, don't get me wrong. It definitely is not as good as it used to be, because you don't get quite as much out of it as you used to. It used to be pretty much the gatherer of everything, polymer, from polymer to fiber to berries to pretty much anything. It was pretty much, you know, used for. Now, I would say it's, you know, useful for wood and PvP. So, anyway, the damage output on these can get really high. You can spec them two ways. I'm specking this one. I put all my points into, or I'm putting all my points into delicate. This is kind of like the secondary wheel that you get with your Therizino. So most dinos don't have this delicate and power harvesting type deal. So, I'm putting all the points into delicate. I put all of his other stats into melee damage. You know, just the delicate ones you can spec as kind of like melee, because you don't really need that high of weight to actually, you know, get fiber and stuff. So I don't really worry about it with them. But as you can see, it doesn't get very much berries on this base one. These are the same level Therizinos. And with this one, you get pretty much, was that something like double? I think it was something like double what I was just getting on the other Therizino. Berries, much better. Still, I wouldn't use the Therizino for berries anymore, but if you're in a pinch, you can. But as you can see, delicate isn't going to get us much wood. I mean, it's actually surprising enough, maybe because I put some points, or all of his points into melee on this one. He did get a decent amount of wood, but on this one, let me put, on a wood Therizino, I definitely put all the points into weight, because you fill up way too quickly. If you're being carried by a Quetzal or something, yeah, it's nice to not have to pump weight, but I still do anyway, because these things fall off really easily and they can glitch, and it's not really fun to carry these on a Quetzal. Although now I think they work better in the talons of the Quetzal. Maybe that's the way to do it. But regardless, if you put all of your points into Power Harvest, sorry it's taking so long, because, you know, it has to do an animation every single time for some reason. Okay, so yeah, it's not quite 200%. It actually tells you. 182 is what this gets to with that amount of levels into it. And as you can see, we can fill up pretty dang quick. That's why I would pump weight into these. If you're just using it for everyday stuff, just gathering wood like this, I would definitely do weight. Otherwise, what we actually did in my tribe was put all of the wood out of this into a mammoth that was following. The mammoth reduces wood by 75%, so if you have a following mammoth, you can actually toss all the wood that you gather by the Therizino into the mammoth, and it carries it way more efficiently. So anyway, as for PvP stuff, I'm going to take this one because I spec'd it all into melee. Level 40, alright. 2 hits on that one. Obviously, I put all into melee on this, so it's really powerful. But I do know people do stuff like the Broodmother and Megapithecus with Therizinos. I know that's a thing, so these can get really, really strong. One shot, okay, it's a weak bear, but Diplodocus, no matter the level, have a decent amount of HP. Let's see how much this guy has. Just like bloody right away. Doesn't even stand a chance, although he's only level 7. But anyway, Therizino, definitely one of the coolest ones to have. And I would say one of the most annoying tames too. These things take hours and hours and hours to tame on official rates. Alright, and number 2, the T-Rex. Obviously, one of the most important things. I know it's pretty cliche, but you pretty much can't play this game without a good set of Rexes. I mean, you can do the bosses, like I said, with things like Therizino, maybe like a pig or something, but if you really want to do them the right way, you get the best bred T-Rexes that you possibly can. Get, 19 of them and a UT, and you can take on pretty much all the bosses any way you want, Manticore, from Manticore to Broodmother, it's pretty simple. So anyway, that's pretty much why Rex is utilized all through ARK. Also, I mean, obviously one of the coolest things to just go around on. It's also the most, I would say, versatile, because it's got, it's like average in every regard. It can swim decent, it can cover distance pretty well. It obviously has a really good melee damage, especially if you start breeding them. They can get, you can get some pretty good Super Rexes that are as good as, a weak Giga. People even kill, wild Titans and stuff. It's not really that big of an issue if you have enough of them. But, obviously, the Tech Rex saddle also makes this thing, surpass things like the UT or the Therizino for utility. But anyway, that's the Rex. I'm not going to beat the bush for this one. Alright, so how could I deny it? I know in one of the last countdowns that I didn't put the Giga at number 1 just because, I didn't want to, it was just it's so obvious, the Giga is the go-to PvP for everyone, but it has to be number 1. I didn't, put the Quetzal in here just because that one's useful in every regard. I didn't want to, compete that one with other things. Obviously, I love the Quetzal for PvP, but for here, the Giga is definitely the king. The Giga you can kill pretty much anyone with on foot, any dino or anything. If you've got a bred Giga, obviously you're just going to wreck face with it. So these things are freaking awesome. If you see any PvP video or anything, they've got Gigas somewhere. Obviously, we've made the mistake of not using Gigas in fights, and you just can't win them in these high fights. I'm going to take this into the pit just because. Oh, God. If that would have killed me right there, that would have been horrible. But, anyway, let's murder some wyverns. And as you can see, just nothing stands up to the Giga. I'll show you how lava stands up to the Giga, though, because that is something that you'll definitely want to stay away from. Let me see if I can get these over here to murder them. Now, this is a really weak Giga. I just brought in a level 100, nothing too crazy. Imprinted Gigas get up to something like 500% melee. People have been telling me, at least. The highest I've ever had on a Giga was 340, and that was after levels and stuff. But this one right here is only there. That's it. So, as you can see, these can get really high, and you can pretty much run through people's dinos pretty easily with them. Let me take it into some lava. I'll show you what happens when you do that. Instant rage. If you rage, oh, I actually died to the lava, but if you rage your Giga, it takes too much damage. It will buck you off and kill you. Alright, so there you go. I know a lot of people have been asking for an updated one, and a lot of new players to the game just don't know what's going on in the game and stuff like that. I will definitely be doing one of these for herbivores and for just other useful tames, because these aren't the most useful things, but they are the best for PvP. So, if you like this video, you like this type of video, hit that thumbs up and or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and of course, we'll catch you next time.